Hello, Dr. Etchu here with the Leaders World, brought to you by Leaders World University. Today is a special day, and we are going to be looking at a conversation that I know that many of us would have loved to be having, and this is our opportunity to actually have that conversation. Today, we are looking at the leader in the room, embracing influence you never expected. We are looking at the leader in the room, embracing influence you never expected. We have guests that will be joining us. In the studio right now, we have Betty. Betty will be joining us in the studio. Betty is here with us. Betty is the founder and director of the Inclusive Development Network, INDEF, and a leading Cameroonian advocate in special education and neurodiversity with over 9 years of expertise in behavioral analysis, speech therapy, and inclusive development, holding a degree in healthcare management from the University of Zurich and certifications as a behavioral analyst, speech and language therapist, and special educator. She has spearheaded door-to-door awareness campaigns reaching hundreds of families across Cameroon's southwest region and conducted seminars and workshops equipping parents with tools to support children with special needs. And as an alumna of the International Visitor Leadership Program, IVLP, she has leveraged global experience to strengthen disability advocacy at the local and the national levels. Today is special because all of our guests are graduates from Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. Excelling Ladies Bootcamp is an elite transformative women's leadership program that actually reaches women in order to build a mandate to strengthen their leadership. Who is it for? It's for female leaders, entrepreneurs, ministers, and pastors' wives. And the takes participants through an intensive 6 week of modules covering mindset, covering productivity, covering purpose, covering a transformation, covering the inner genius activation, covering what it takes to leave a legacy in your leadership. And we have the cohort number 9, and registration is actually ongoing right now. We are going to put the information in the link for you to be able to join us. And today, we are calling on all leaders to join us in this conversation about embracing influence that you never expected. And ladies and gentlemen, already in the studio, I have with me here Betty. Betty, welcome to the Leaders World.
Greetings, Doc, and thank you very much. Hello to everyone watching this right now. It's a wonderful opportunity to be on this program.
I'm really, really excited to have you and to have this conversation with you today. And I was just thinking, being that leader and embracing the leadership we are all called into, that you might have known that you had these qualities within you. My first question to you would be, when was the first moment you realized that, oh wait, maybe I'm a leader?
That was 5 years back, but I didn't know how to go about it. I knew that I had something in me. You cannot sit and just know that you are a leader. When people start calling you leader, looking up to you, depending on you, and everyone eyes on you for a solution, and you look at your little self and you don't know if you can make this. That's when I knew that I had something in me. I was called to be a leader, but I didn't know how to go about it until I met this program online, the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, which changed everything in me. This program is something else, Doc. Your program is something else. Any lady that is having this calling, you need to register for this program, because that is when I had a complete turnaround to who I am, accepting who I am. Because being a leader is not just something you just get up and you just accept or you just start functioning. You have to train yourself. You have to know how to go about it so that you will not, I used to say, you will not mess up along the way.
That's beautiful. You know, you have fast forwarded into something I would have liked for us to talk about maybe later on in the conversation. You fast forwarded into your experience with Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. We are going to come back there very soon. I would like to welcome in a few minutes Dora. Dora will be joining us as well. She is the president and founder of the Resilient Inclusive Women Association. It's a movement dedicated to uniting vulnerable women, amplifying their voices, and advancing advocacy for their rights and leadership within communities. So Dora is here with us, and she will be joining us in a few seconds. Also with us, we are going to be having Dr. Olive Ejang, who is the Divisional Delegate of Communication for Kupe Monenguba and a strategic communication expert with over 20 years of experience in public information, media relations, and community engagement. Dr. Olive, holding a PhD in sociology and an MSc in journalism from the University of Boya, has led multiple stakeholder campaigns reaching more than 100,000 citizens and trained over 450 professionals in digital literacy and media ethics. As president and founder of Rima Deaf NGO since 2010, she has empowered more than 5,000 beneficiaries, achieving a 65% reintegration rate among internally displaced women. We could go on and on about the achievements of Dr. Olive. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, with us in the studio, please join me. Welcome the amazing Dr. Olive Ejang. Dr.
Thank you so much. How exciting it is to see you, Dr. Susan, to see Betty, to see Dola. Oh my God, it's just so wonderful. I'm super excited, excelling ladies.
Oh yeah,
Thank you so much.
I didn't want to make a lot of noise about the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, but hey, the women are making noise. I could as well make noise as well, right? First of all, mothers out there, happy Mother's Day to all our mothers out there. We love you. You matter, and you are the pillars, you are the rock, you are the foundation, the chief cornerstones upon which our communities, our societies are built. And ladies in the studio, let's just take some time to applaud our mothers and every woman out there.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the house. Happy Mother's Day, Dr. Susan. Happy Mother's Day, Mom Betty.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day
To
as
our
well,
own
Dr.
Mom
Olive,
Dola.
I want you to put in
Dr.
the
Dora.
comment, Happy Mother's Day. Please put Happy Mother's Day in the comment. And ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Welcome Dora, who is also joining us in the studio at this time. Hello, Dora.
Hi, Dr. Susan. Good evening. Good evening, amazing ladies in the house. What a wonderful opportunity to be in the room. Excellent ladies boot camp room. In fact, I'm super excited, even though it's tiring for me because I'm just coming from somewhere. But oh my God, I've had this energy. You know why? While I was writing my exams, I was waiting for, I was waiting to be in this room this time. So I want to say that it's always amazing to be here, Dr. Susan. Thank you very much for having you, all of you. It's amazing to be with you together in this room. Thank you so much.
We are excited to have Dora here with us, and congratulations already for all the strides you're making and the exams you just wrote. We just know we are rooting for you for success in that examination. I'm going to throw this question to Dr. Olive about being a leader. When is it in your life that you just realize, hey, maybe I'm a leader? Like, when did that switch happen for you?
Thank you very much, Dr. Susan, for this question. Actually, being a leader is discovery. by discovering who you are, that's when it dawns on you that, oh, I'm already a leader. When I graduated from the university and I was sent to be the Kumba bureau chief of the Post newspaper, I just graduated, and because I excelled during my internship, I was employed to work in Kumba. I was like, hey, small me. I just graduated. I'm going to head a whole bureau, a very big name, a big title, Kumba Bureau Chief. Then it dawned on me that, hey, this is where you have to start. You're alone. You are already a leader because you're going to be handling challenges. You have tasks to accomplish. You have a lot of role, people to mentor. And it was like, oh, it's just something strange coming to me. So that's the first time I started realizing that I'm a leader.
Mm, mm, mm. Well, we listen. We have a whole house. We have a full house of guests, and with us also is Prophetess Pleasant Naomi and Alade. She's the founder and visionary of Praying Daughters International Ministries International, and a dynamic faith leader, author, and mental health advocate with a diverse background spanning ministry, community development, and women's empowerment. Holding a BSc in sociology anthropology from the University of Boyer and certifications in mental health, first aid, project management, and sustainable development. She has authored 5 books, including The Mystery of a Broken Woman, Prayer Tablet Guide, and a Hand of Compassion, and also founded the Yielded Women and Daughters Association, mobilizing women and girls through prayer conferences, mental health seminars, skills acquisition training, leadership development, and talk shows. Of course, we could talk a lot more about the work of Prophetess Naomi. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Welcome Naomi in the studio.
Hey, prophetess! Ooh,
Yes,
glad to see you.
Hi,
me
Prophetess.
too. Thank you, Doc.
Nice
I'm
to
glad
meet
to
you
be here.
again.
It's a
Thank
great
you,
pleasure.
Yes,
Nancy. Glad to
it's a
see you
great
all.
experience.
It's a
It's a great
pleasure.
reunion. Just meeting on this platform of the Leaders World, brought to us by Leaders World University. And today we are talking the leader in the room, embracing influence you never expected. And what is special about today's session is that all of the guests today are graduates of Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, which is an elite transformative women's leadership program that runs under the banner of Leaders World University. And it is built on the mandate to build, equip, and train. And this specific program is designed for female leaders, entrepreneurs, ministers, pastors, wives, and it is an intensive 6 week program with modules covering mindset transformation, purpose clarity, productivity systems, activating who you are, your inner genius, and accelerating your results, and also helping you to develop the leadership legacy that you are going to be living and living, meaning living LIVING and living LEAVING. And the cohort registration for cohort number 9 is open right now, and yes, you can register. We are going to put the link in the comments wherever you're joining us. If you're joining from LinkedIn, from YouTube, from Facebook, please let us know where you're joining us from. And of course, we are going to put the registration link for cohort number 9 in there. Once you register, we're going to be sending you more information about what you should know as far as being ready for the cohort number 9, which is highly transformational, highly transformative. As a woman that grew up in circumstances that I consider to be less than the most ideal. I have had my fair share of situations in life that, were going to bring me down, we're going to crush me, we're going to make me less than who I am supposed to be. But there came a time in my life where I was like, wait, it seems like there is more to me than what my circumstances are telling me. It seems like there is more to me than what my background is telling me. And I went on a hunt of self-discovery. I went on a hunt to discover who this person really is, and I discovered who that person is and supposed to be. And then I went on an adventure of unveiling who I am. And through that adventure of unveiling who I am, I began to learn a lot of things. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? Who I was becoming was so amazing to behold. Like sometimes I'm just like, wait, am I dreaming or is this for real? And I remember that, hey, there are many other women who might be in my shoes, the shoes I was in, who might be in the situation I was in, and who might just need that spark to kick off their journeys of leadership, self discovery, and living a life legacy. And that's how the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp was born. And so far, we've had more than 40 women trained at the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, and the testimonials are mind-boggling about what transformation happened in the lives of these ladies and how they are impacting their communities because of who they discovered they were with the influence of the bootcamp as well. So that is why we are having this session, the leader in the room, to just have conversations, right? To just have conversations on leadership, and also to encourage you to join us in the next cohort of the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. Now, Prophetess Naomi, you just joined us, and I'm going to be throwing to you the difficult questions. Right, the difficult questions, and one of the questions that I'm asking you right now is for you to tell us about a time when maybe you did not plan to step into leadership, but hey, you found yourself in it, and you were like, you know what, I'm not gonna back down. I'm gonna step up.
Thank you.
Going to be coming
Thank you, Doc.
with this question as well. Please go ahead.
Thank you so very much, and I'm sending greetings to everyone connected. Thank God for this particular program. Leadership, like you have taught us, it's about influence. And there was a time I didn't know myself. Let me be honest. I have not discovered who I am, but I found myself, should I say, on the spotlight. And people were looking up to me. That was years back when I was pastoring a church. I was called to pastor a church as a branch pastor in Limbe. So, but before I got to that position of pastoring a church as a branch pastor, I had served in different capacity in that same church. I'd served as a choir member. I'd served as a sanctuary keeper. I'd served as the women leader. I'd served as the finance director. And then I served as an assistant pastor to 2 different pastors in that same branch church. And when the second pastor left and I was called up to pastor the church, I was like, am I sure I'm going to be able to take up this responsibility to be at the spotlight where I'm the one to take care of this sheep? And so it was so challenging. But one of the things that really helped me is because I had gone through process.
Okay.
I'd gone through process. I'd held different leadership positions to be able to get to that place where I have to be the leader over the entire branch church. So it's something that took me unaware, but like I said, the different positions where I've served, I think it prepared me somehow. Though still challenging, because it's like you are the overall in that place now. Unlike just being a sanctuary keeper, head of choir, head of women, and all of that. Now you are the pastor of the church. So it was so challenging, and I had to invest in trainings in and out of the church. That's one thing that helped. Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna go to Dora whenever she unmutes. She'll be ready to speak with us as well. Before then, okay, she's ready. Would you like to share with us an experience you had, and you just discovered that, hey, I'm just gonna step up right now.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Susan, and thank everyone who is listening to me out there, the televiewers, whoever they are. I want to greet you all again. Good evening. And I really want to say that I appreciate this opportunity given to me, Dr. Susan. Um, I want to say that growing up as a young girl, as a woman with disability, I discovered that I have been living even without knowing. But because I lost my mom at age 6, so at different levels, I was leading. I remember I was always called up to give a voice of the voiceless, like speaking for persons with disabilities. I was always interviewed left and right, and in other spaces too, I have been leading without knowing. But the time that it dawned on me was the first time was when I attended this Vision International Conference in Yaoundé. Then I just saw like the whole Dora into one person. It dawned on me that hey, I have been influenced even without knowing. So I became intentional about growing my leadership to another level. And again, when I met Dr. Susan on the Excellent Ladies boot camp, it was amazing. When she asked us to give the identify our 7 wives, the things that we're so afraid of and all of that and all of that. It turned my whole mindset. It shifted my whole mindset about leadership. And to come to think of it, when she mentioned when she mentioned limiting belief, honestly, that was a call that really helped break, it really helping to break through, not to break camp. Those are I'm a little nervous because I'm just coming from outside. So that word limiting belief, it has shifted my leadership to another level. And I have been intentional about leading, not allowing any situation to limit me. Even I would have had a reason not to be on this slide right now, but I have told myself no, no to limiting beliefs. And for those that are listening to us out there, limiting beliefs are the beliefs you have about yourself or about another person that stops you, that will limit you from becoming the true version of yourself. So I told myself, Dora, nothing limits me. As I was talking, even as I'm talking, I have, multiple spasms, and that's why I'm not able to flow very well. But I say I must be productive. So if you're out there and you're listening to me out there, you're giving excuses not to be part of Extended Ladies Book Camp. Hey, listen to me. Your excuse cannot be more than or cannot be bigger than Dora's excuses. If Dora does not give excuse, then you cannot give excuse. So I want to thank you very much, Dr. Susan, for adding to me, for giving me the opportunity to grow my leadership to another level. And I want to say I appreciate you.
Wow. Well, that is Dora speaking with us about the power of resilience, and as a woman living with special needs, she has been a voice of awareness. She has been a voice of awareness, speaking to communities, speaking to the lives of other people, and teaching people about the power of inclusive development. And right here, she has told us about the power of intentionality that has led her in her journey of growth. From a young age, losing her mom, she knew that she had to stand, and she's crediting her involvement in the Excelling Ladies Boot Camp as a turnaround experience that brought her to face her own limiting beliefs in a bigger way, and to face the excuses that she's been giving herself, so that she can become that leader that she is becoming. Because growth has no end point. That's why I keep saying we are becoming the leaders we are becoming, and we are becoming the leaders that we are. Why? Because growth has no end point. Once you discover who you are, you begin the journey of becoming who you are becoming. Why? Because you already know, you have the template, you have the big picture of who you are, and you start moving in that direction. Dr. Olive, do you want to share with us some of the obstacles you have experienced in embracing your own leadership? What are some of the obstacles that you have experienced? Because when we talk about leadership and being on a platform like this, because it's not everybody who actually has those opportunities. Some women might be out there looking at you, oh, Dr. Olive Ejang, Divisional Delegate of Communication and all of that, and they're like, yeah, But wait, you had to face something. You had to go through something. What are some of the challenges that you have overcome that a woman listening to you at this time can say, you know what? I can be who I am created to be, a woman of purpose, a woman of impact, a woman of legacy, a woman who turns things around, a woman who appears to the tables and makes the difference, a woman who sets her own table even when she's not invited to a table. What are some of the challenges that you have experienced, Dr. Olive, in embracing
Uh,
your leadership journey?
Thank you again, Dr. Susan, for this opportunity. And just to mention that besides being a journalist, I also served as the women's leader of Full Gospel Mission in Kumba, and I was leading over 100 women. So at the time, I was elected to be the women's leader of the ministry, and even assuming my role as a journalist in Kumba, the fright came over me. Hey, I mean, I was frightened. That was the first challenge I had. I was frightened and doubting my capability of handling that task. So because of that pride and the doubt I had in me, I was afraid of failure. What if I fail in my leadership role? What if I'm challenged? Women are so diverse. You meet women of all characters. What if I'm not able to perform the task? That the big factor of fear. But however, I had to overcome that, knowing that I'm already into it. Besides that, being a woman of God, I know that I have that divine empowerment to overcome those challenges. So I was able to overcome pride, the first thing, able to overcome pride. Then now, another challenge was, what will people say? That is the one of the biggest challenge I had, because I was not looking at Olive, but I was looking at others. So at that point, it was not what I can offer, but it is what others will say about me. And because of that, I started experiencing some form of drain. But I picked up. I said no. It shouldn't be what people say. It should be what I am able to do. It should be what I am able to deliver. And because of that, I had to go through personal skill development to be able to meet up with those challenges, to be able to overcome pride, to be able to, it wasn't easy for me to stand in front of people, to face the crowd, to use the microphone. I'm telling you, the first day I had the microphone before the crowd, it was as if I should collapse. So I trained myself personally to overcome my pride, to overcome the fear factor, and to forget about what will people say, but what I am intentional in doing that will impact the lives of women. Because leadership is all about influence, taking people from where they are to where they are supposed to be. I had these women to lead, and I had to impact them. They were looking up to me, so I had to build myself first, personally, so that I'll be able to influence them. And I can assure you that it worked. Ladies, it worked. Because I was able to gain personal skills from Haggai Institute. I had to learn leadership skills. The excelling ladies came up. I gained more skills on how to handle women. Leaders World Institute has impacted me a lot. I cannot lie it. I cannot deny it. Dr. Susan has been on me on vision and goals. Okay, I'm leading these women. What is your vision for the women? Hey, what are your goals? Hey, so being under the mentorship of Dr. Susan that we have here today, our host, it has been transformational. I've been able to overcome that fear factor. I've been able to overcome stage fright. I've been able to overcome microphone fright, and I can assure you, at any point, these women are like just dying for me. At any time that I passed, because of the skills I was able to overcome, it was about what I am intentional in doing. The target I'm supposed to hit, I hit the target, and I set the ball.
Wow, wow, wow. That is Dr. Olive sharing with us and speaking about the challenges that she faced as a leader and how she has been able to overcome those challenges, even if not completely, but she has been working on herself with those challenges to ensure that she is actually able to fulfill her purpose and live out her dreams. And one thing that she said the fear of fright and the fear of people's opinions was a big issue she had to deal with. Listen, you may be out there and people's opinions is your limiting block. Like when you come there, you just can't go past it. Hey, it's possible. And that's why we have a space that we have curated where you can reflect on those things and then break free from them. We are encouraging you to come to the next cohort of the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp because we are there for you. All right. It's a no judgment zone that is for female leaders and entrepreneurs, pastors' wives, women in ministry. Just, the self discovery of your potentials is amazing. We have, Olive told us about personal growth, developing herself. She was like, instead of shrinking back because of fear, she decided to build herself and grow. And the experiences she is having now are a result of that growth, and she is loving it. We have with us Reginado, who is saying, don't let others confine you. Yes, absolutely. Do not let others confine you. And he's also alumnus of Haggai Institute, which I was a national faculty and an international alumnus of Haggai Institute, and we led the Haggai Institute in Cameroon for a while before traveling to the United States. And thank you so much, Regine, for joining us on this conversation. He says, good to hear you are an Haggai leader. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And we have with us also Judy, who says profound from LinkedIn. Yes. And what is profound? What are you discovering, Judy? Please share with us in the comments. And of course, we have Virtuous, who said Happy Mother's Day. Absolutely, Happy Mother's Day. And if you're just joining us, please put in the comments Happy Mother's Day. We want our mothers out there to know how proud we are of who they are. I am going to be going to Betty. Betty is here with us, and she is having this conversation with us at this time. We are looking at who we are as leaders and embracing rooms, embracing spaces that maybe we earlier we might have run away from, but now we are those leaders, the influencers in the room. I'm looking at Betty, and Betty, do you want to share with us how an experience that you've had, that maybe you were dismissed, your influence was dismissed or minimized because of maybe your background, your age, your gender? When we come to spaces like this, we want to keep it real. It's not about the limelight. It's not always about the limelight, the glow. We want people to see the ashes as well, and to know that despite the ashes or the circumstances, we have to rise and glow. We have to rise and shine as women of influence, as women of power, as women of grace. What is an experience you might have had where you just had to, maybe face being dismissed or minimized because of your age, your gender, and maybe your background? Please share with us. And how did you handle the situation?
As I said, I discovered myself being a leader. Like I could be a leader 5 years back, after being minimized. In a position where they expect men to rule, men to lead. I was being minimized, being looked upon, and on top of that, my age as well. I was being belittled, like you are too young. And again, academic-wise, many people ask questions. You are so knowledgeable. Where did you school? Did you study out of the country? Like this information, this knowledge you have, these leadership skills you have, could not just be for an ordinary girl like this. You know, I was being belittled for during my the leadership role that I was having, the trainings programs that I was having, seminars, workshops, leading women, senators, doctors, you know, people of all classes were always attending my programs, and I was being minimized. But I told myself I told myself, because I'm a Christian, that greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. And with God, I can do all things through Christ that is in me. And I took that challenge and I said I was going to rise beyond all circumstances, beyond my age. And I remember the story of David. I remember the story of Joseph. I remember the story of Jesus. All these people took into leadership at a very young age. And I told myself that I am not different from them. And Jesus said that we would do greater things than him. And that is how I stood my grounds. I stood my grounds. I said, no matter the challenges that I face, people are looking up to me. If one person, two people belittle me, I have a crowd that is looking up to me. I have people who want to hear what I have to say. No matter how little it is, no matter how uneducated it is, no matter how the information it is, people want to hear. People are curious for knowledge, and I have to pass it out. But I knew that I had to build my skill. I had to build my skill, and I needed to go for people who were making it. They said, show me your crowd, show me your people, and I will tell you who you are. I started searching. I will see here, I will say, no, this is not where I belong. I will look here, this is not where I belong. Until the day that I met the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, and I said, this is where I belong. The first class changed my mindset completely. And that is how I started developing myself. I used to tell Dr. Susan that, Dr. Susan, you are not just a leader. You are an angel that God sent to come and heal me. Because I was somebody that was bleeding. Wow. I was leading with trauma. I grew up, my father used to tell me that, Betty, you cannot do this. You are a girl. In many circumstances, I was being belittled. That as a girl, I cannot do certain things. That only men can do it. And he was trying to push me at the background. And then I also had complexion problem. I had facial acne. And many people would tell me that you cannot be leading with this type of face. And I knew how I was spending to look good so I could be in front of the crowd. People were belittling me because of my looks. I had problem with my throat and my nostrils where I could not speak well. There were people that were looking for faults in me to make sure that I don't get to where I had to go. But again, as a child of destiny, I knew that I had to look beyond past all those things, that the God that has called me will perfect everything in me. And that is how I kept on bypassing challenges to get to where I was, because people were transformed, people were being changed. You could see couples who come and sit before me, a small girl of 30, 31. You see people of caliber sitting before me, and when I speak, tears come out from their cheeks. What did I just say? That and I knew that there was something in me, and convinced people with just 2 sentences, and I knew that I had something in me. That was the type of influence that I had. And my circle where I was so little. I had to break out from it, so that I could discover who I am. And Dr. Susan can testify that I've been missing. I've not just been missing, I've been missing and creating impact. And creating impact. And I know that I am going somewhere better than this.
Oh, wait. You see, if we don't stop Betty right now, you all realize that if we do not stop Betty, okay? If we do not stop Betty right now, she is ready. She is ready to go for the next 2, 3, 4 hours. Oh, goodness. Wow, wow, wow. What she has said so much in a short time.
Wow.
She has said so much in a short amount of time. Whew. Okay, now she talked about self-talk, the things she tells herself, because she was becoming overwhelmed by the things people had said. She came to a place where she began to do self-talk. My question is, what have you been telling you? Because what people say matters, right? But listen,
Yeah.
listen. What you say
Mhm.
is what will drive the results. What people say matters, but what you say is what will drive your outcomes. She began to tell herself something. She began to practice self-talk. I talk to me all the time. Sometimes I even talk out loud. And listen, you need to do the research for yourself. But I heard that people who are very intelligent, they talk to themselves all the time. And I also found out that the top 1% of achievers always talk to themselves. Betty began to do self-talk. She talked about role models. She talked about role models. Who are your role models? Are people that she looked upon and said, hey, these people were young and they were able to do it. I am young. That is not a limitation. That should be an advantage. So what are you telling yourself? She said that instead of looking at the mistakes and faults, she began to break through and break forth out of them. And Regine is telling us what you say to yourself is more important than what others say, what you say to others and what others say to you as well. And she told us that she began to also step out of the current circle you were in. It has been said over and over that you are the average of the 5 people that you relate with most of the time. So if they are all 0, 0, 0, 0, and you are a 1, the only one in that group, just just know that 1 times 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is what it is. So you want to ensure that your circle is people that are always doing better than you do, people who challenge you to become more than who you are, people you look up to, people you also learn from. Because insecure people are going to be happy to only relate with people that they are more than them because they want to feel like they're something. But hey, that is an attitude of limitation. When you're secure in your growth and in your path, there is no competition. There is no competition. You want to learn and become who you are becoming. Listen, Betty, you just struck a chord. Now you're making me talk and talk and talk. You know what? We are going to go to Prophetess Naomi and hear from her. Now, how do you silence the inner voice because listen, it still happens to me. I don't know about you. Maybe you finally overcome all of it. But how do you silence the inner voice when it tells you you're not enough? You're not enough. How do you silence that inner voice, prophetess, when it comes? Because for me, it shows up every now and then. And especially when I want to do something new, something I've not done before, when I want to scale to the next level of who I am and what I'm supposed to be achieving. So how do you silence that inner voice?
Thank you, Doc. Thank you once again. You know, one of the things I'm so grateful about Excelling Ladies Bootcamp is that it came to amplify the knowledge I had about some things I wasn't paying attention to. And one of it is positive affirmations, the self-talk. I cannot deny the fact that I had those negative thoughts coming over and over, especially when you are leading people. Most often, is looking at the background where some of us are coming from. I come from a family of 7. I am the 5th. So I've not had the opportunity to lead from the family sphere. And then here am I now. I'm leading people. So from time to time, you know, those thoughts coming, are you good enough? And sometimes the reason you have those thoughts coming is because you are leading people that maybe by age, they are older than you, educational qualification, and other life experiences. Sometimes in your leadership, you give an assignment and you look at their response. Something starts telling you maybe you are not good enough to be their leader. So, but there's something I practiced was positive affirmations. And I think I encourage women a lot to talk positively to themselves. When I joined the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, and I noticed or discovered that this is one aspect in building yourself as a leader, I had to take it seriously. So if you look at some of my books I've written, I encourage women in particular, because it's so common with us women. It's so common with us women, maybe because of the our cultural background, societal labels, and many different things. So we always want to talk down on ourselves, always want to feel like we are not enough. So whenever I have that negative thoughts coming, I silence it with positive affirmations. I silence it with the knowledge of the word of God that I know about myself. Because one of the things that has helped me in my leadership is when I discovered who I am in Christ. My identity, my validation is in Christ and not in any of the things that man has placed limitations, or not by the validation of men. So when I have those thoughts coming, there's something that I tell myself, Naomi, you are great. You don't tell me I'm not beautiful. That's for you. I am beautiful. I am great. I am loved. And all of that. And it works for me. When I started talking to myself and be honest to myself how good I am, how blessed I am, how wonderful I am, how unique I am, I started seeing the manifestation, I started seeing the manifestation in my daily life. So that's how I silence those negative thoughts when they come in. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. The power of affirmations. What have you been saying again? She says that's how she silences those thoughts. And we discovered that the things you say with your mouth closed are the most powerful. I'll say it again. The things you say to yourself when your mouth is closed are the most powerful, because those are the things you're going to voice out when your mouth is open, when you come under that pressure. And Regine is telling us the eagle never fights the crow biting on his back. The eagle just keeps rising to higher heights. Then it reaches a height where the crow cannot breathe because of the lack of oxygen. So he dies. So do not react to your negative circumstances. Keep rising. Listen. If you're watching, can you put in the comments, keep rising, please? Keep rising. Keep rising. Keep rising. Keep rising. And the crows are going to fall off as a matter of a natural consequence. So that is what we do in the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. We rise and we keep rising, and we do not rise only by ourselves. We rise with our sisters. Now, my question is going to go to Dora. Now, Dora, my question is, what does sisterhood in leadership look like? What does sisterhood in leadership look like in a practical way, not just as a buzzword? You know how everybody talks about sisterhood and all of that. It's like a fad, and but in practical life, what does it look like, Dora?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Susan, for that question. What does sisterhood look like in leadership? I believe that sisterhood has to be authentic, it has to be genuine. If you say you are my sister, you must be my sister indeed. And one person that does not fake things, if
Absolutely. That is Dora telling us about the fact that it has to be genuine. Real leadership has to be genuine leadership. It has to be genuine leadership. And I'm also looking at, being genuine in your leadership. We cannot pour from an empty cup. We need to be genuine in ourselves to be able to bring that genuineness in others. So we have to be real. You are who you are. Because in leadership, sometimes you hear about faking it till you make it. But we know that it's not about faking it, it's about working on it. All right, I'm going to repeat myself. We've heard about faking it till you make it. But true leadership says, I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to work on it until it becomes. And it's not about performance, it's about being. It's not about doing, it's about being. Because you are going to naturally reflect who you are, not what you are performing to be. Because performance may work for a time, but your authentic self is what is going to stand the test of time. Every leadership is going to be tested. Every leadership is going to be tested. Every leadership is going to be tested. And when those tests come, it is your authentic self that is going to pop out. It's like squeezing the toothpaste. It's the authentic toothpaste that's going to pop out. It's not anything else. So we want to be genuine in our leadership so that our outcomes will also be genuine outcomes. I'm looking at how do you lead? If Dr. Olive were there, how do you lead without, but if she's not available at this time, we'll have Betty and Prophetess Naomi talk into that. How do you lead without losing yourself? Because sometimes it's like, hey, we have to keep performing. We have to keep doing this. We have to keep looking at the bottom line. We have to keep looking at the numbers. Oh, we have this target to meet. We have these people to impact. How do you lead without losing yourself? I'll start with Naomi, and then I'll go to Betty with the same conversation. And whenever Dr. Olive is ready, we're going to know. All right, go ahead, please, Naomi.
Thank you so much again, Doc. One of the things I'm going to appreciate you over and over concerning my leadership is because it's the part of personal leadership. When I joined Excelling Ladies Bootcamp, one of the things I learned that has helped me in my leadership is that the leader must build you. Because initially I was like trying to make sure every other person is fine. Trying to make sure I give in the best, I give in my all, and I didn't pay attention to the leader. So Dr. Susan taught us in Excelling Ladies Bootcamp that you must make sure that you build the leader. We live in a time when knowledge is everywhere. You can pick up any knowledge from anywhere and teach it. Like the Bible says that the letters kill it, but the spirit giveth life. Dr. Susan made me to understand that if you are telling people to eat healthy, for example, you as a leader must be eating healthy. We are not the leaders that will say, do what I say, don't do what I do. So I had to start investing in myself. And I joined Excelling Ladies Bootcamp in a season where I'd gone through a lot of trauma and I was trying to build up myself. And from those teachings, I had to start stepping out for exercise. Yeah, I had to start stepping out for exercise. And I made sure I had an accountability partner. I'll go out for exercise. I had to start, being so deliberate about what I eat. And I realized that while I was doing all of that, I was so free to teach the women who are in my ministry. I was so free because it's so genuine. The leader is taken care of, so she can take care of others. So that's how I've been able to lead personal leadership. Take care of you, build you so you can build others. Don't struggle to build others, whereas nothing is being poured into you. Have mentors. Go for different trainings in different seasons to build up you as the leader before you are able to build others.
Listen. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, wait, do we just have 5 minutes or what? And it's now we're actually starting. We are just
Yeah.
starting to have conversations and the time is already running out. Okay, I'm going to go to Betty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a special The Leaders World broadcast right now, and we have with us ladies who are excelling in different spheres of life. And there is one thing that's common with them, and what's common with them is that they are all graduates of Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. What's Ladies Bootcamp? It's an early transformative women's leadership program, and that helps women to discover the leadership within so they can begin to build that leadership and excel in who they are called to be. Who is it for? It's for female leaders, it's for entrepreneurs, it's for ministers, it's for pastors, wives. Listen, it's a no judgment space of empowerment and thriving. The testimonials are so many, and today I just have a few of our sisters who have decided to join me today, who were available to join me today for this conversation. So we have with us Betty Nancy, who is here with us. She is the founder and director of the Inclusive Development Network, a leading Cameroonian advocate in special education and neurodiversity for over 9 years. And she's an expert in behavioral analysis, speech therapy, and inclusive development. We also have with us Bo Kuba Dora, and who is the president and founder of the Resilient Inclusive Women Association. And as a woman who lives with special needs herself, she has dedicated herself to uniting vulnerable women and amplifying their voices and advocating for their rights in different communities and spheres. We also have with us Dr. Olive Ejeng, who is a communication specialist who touches hundreds of lives in different spheres in the work that she does. We have Naomi Pleasant, who is not just the founder and visionary of Praying Daughters, but she is a visionary who is impacting the community in several ways. Listen, we are drawing to the close, but I wanted Dr. Olive and Betty and Dora to also speak into this before we begin to wrap up, and what it means to be a leader without losing yourself. Let's have Betty please share into that.
Thank you very much, Doc. One thing I learned was you can't be a leader and you must lead by example. Dr. Susan is a leader that leads by example. And one thing with me is I'm the learner with eyes. I don't learn with ears. And I've been following her life, looking at her doing all the programs that she does. And she's one person that shares her life on social media. And so I've been following up, looking at her. She's always happy. She's always happy. It's not just about what she taught us. She is living the life. I learned how to juice, rest, create time for myself, set priorities, give myself time frames, and meeting up with deadlines. And when I did that, I was able to, now I do my work with ease, and people have tried to copy, and they are breaking down and losing themselves. They don't know that it took years of training and years of looking at your mentor. You cannot be a leader without a mentor. Have a mentor that you look at their lifestyles and then you copy it and live with it. Most people are leaders, but they don't practice what they teach others. Dr. Susan is an example of what she has taught us. So I've been setting up my goals and meeting up with those that I can't. And if I can't, I reset it. But I give time to myself, and I create time for my prayer room. I pray. When I see that I am losing myself, I pray. When the pressure becomes too much, I pray. That is what I've been doing, not losing myself.
Thank you so much. I am so humbled to just hear all these conversations, and I'm like, hey, you ladies are not gonna make me cry, because no, I'm not gonna cry on the live. Okay, let's hear from Dora. How do you actually lead without losing yourself in the process?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Susan. I must apologize for going away from network earlier than now. Actually, how do I lead without losing myself? Is self care. You have to take care of yourself because leadership, begins with you. You cannot lead another person without leading yourself. So you begin by leading yourself. So for you to be able to influence women in other spaces, you have to influence yourself. You have to take some decisions. You have to be intentional about growing yourself, about changing yourself. Like today, as we're preparing for bar, if I was in one room and I was there I was talking about leadership, talking about growth. So I was talking to myself. A lot of times I take decisions based on myself, and not about other people. So it's very, very important that in leadership, you should make sure that you prioritize self-care. Take out time sometimes, go out and take good care of yourself. Do the sport that you need to do. In fact, as a woman with special need, I try to do my little exercises. I try to keep fit. I try to be active. I try to go out. So I don't lose myself in the process. So those are some of the ways that you can actually be relevant in leadership, so that your leadership does not end halfway, because a lot of us, we have led people and at the end we didn't get the reward. While we are fixing our eyes, leadership is like a race. It's like a race, like a Christian race, fixing our eyes on the prize that is ahead. Make sure that you lead, take care of yourself, so that you can be able to influence people, because the longer you live on earth, the more people you're going to influence in your spaces. So I just want to say that the way that I lead myself is to take care of myself. Talking about health, yeah, I go to the hospital sometimes to check myself. It's not lack of faith. Sometimes my family tells me, "Hey, you like going to the hospital?" No, it's self care. I take care of myself. I make sure that I'm up to date. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you so much, Dora. Thank you so much, ladies. Listen, I'm just being poured into just listening to you. Prophetess spoke from her heart. She was just giving it all, and Betty spoke this, and now Dora is over here just speaking her heart to us. And Dr. Olive, now, how do you lead without losing yourself? Doctor might need to unmute herself. I think you're good now. Please go ahead, Doc. Mhm.
Thank you very much, Dr. Susan, again for giving me this opportunity to speak. Actually, I have become very intentional in my leadership style. Very intentional in the sense that I strive to build bridges and not to break them. Now, how do I build bridges? I always struggle to identify a problem and see how to solve it and not to complain. For example, I left FACO division as divisional delegate and I was transferred to Kupe Mwaninguba. I mean, from a big city to a remote area. I had all the reasons to complain, but I said that I've been sent here for a purpose. Now, there was a communicate. When I came here, I discovered a communication gap. As a leader, what do I do in the area of communication? There is no media organ is Kupe Mwaninguba compared to FACO where I'm coming from. Now there is a problem I have to solve. As a leader, I have become very intentional to see that we have media organs functional in Kupe Mwaninguba. We have a community radio now. We have a newspaper, which is a national newspaper from Kupe Mwaninguba. We have a television station. We have websites functioning from Kupe Mwaninguba. That is one aspect for me. The second aspect is that I've been able to lead by evidence. That is evidence-based leadership. And thank you, Dr. Susan, for grooming me to this level, because what is that evidence? What is your vision? You are the delegate in Kupe Mwaninguba. What was your vision for the division? And because I had to pen down my vision, I set my goals, I developed strategies, and one after the other, I've been able to accomplish it because I set targets. In 2026, I should train 50 journalists in Kupe Mwaninguba on elections reporting and media ethics. And because I've set that goal, I develop now strategies on how to accomplish it and ensure that there is evidence that these journalists are trained.
Wow.
And
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Olive, for that that contribution. We are running to the close, and I'd just like for us to have your final thoughts. There are audiences that are going
teams
to
are
watch.
muted. Advise administrators on communication-based approaches, on their press conferences, on communication strategies, and they
Yeah.
all listen to me, and that is leadership to me. For example, we just had the presidential elections in the last October, and
Yes.
an administrator was about to take a decision that would have breached peace in the division, but because of an advice that I gave in the area of communication that came from the grassroots, he obeyed.
Yes.
He listened to me, and that the peace we had, the peace that we had, and it was a
Wow.
successful election. And
Thank
lastly,
you so much.
I
Thank you so much, Dr. Olive. And we are going now to wrap up. And people are going to watch from our global audiences in like all around the world. What's your final word? What's your final word? Let's start with Betty. Your final words. And once again, I am thankful, ladies, for joining me on this session of the Leader in the Room. If you're watching us, please send me stars. Okay, send us stars. It helps us to reach more people. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then if you're joining us from LinkedIn or from Facebook, let us know. The stars is just on Facebook. Set us stars on Facebook, and it helps us to reach more people. Thank you for also sharing so many other leaders and growing leaders, accomplished leaders and growing leaders can join in this conversation. Over to you, Betty. Your final words.
If you are an upcoming leader and you are young and you're watching this program, this is the program for you. Reach out to Dr. Susan and she will guide you. She will mentor you as she's mentoring me. I'm still under mentorship. So make sure you meet her. She will mentor you. Join programs that are coming under Leaders World, and you become a better version of yourself for yourself before others can appreciate who you are. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Betty. We truly appreciate you joining us during this session. We are going to have Dora. Your final words, Dora.
Okay, thank you once more, Dr. Susan. And to our viewers out there, make sure you don't miss this opportunity of enrolling into the Excelling Ladies Boot Camp. You know, I'm an inclusion and disability advocate. I'll always say this. You know, Excelling Ladies Boot Camp is inclusive. So are you out there? You don't have eyes, you don't have hands, you don't have feet. It's not an excuse. You can still grow your leadership to another level in spite of your condition, in spite of your status. So I want you to make sure that you join this cohort. Don't miss out, because there is so much that's still to be unfolded that could not be said during the session. So, Dr. Sue, I want to say thank you very much for contributing to my leadership, for helping me to become the true version of myself. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much, Dora. Thank you so much for joining us for this session, and thank you for just pouring your heart and bringing such invaluable contributions to today's session. And we are going to hear from Dr. Olive.
The last word I would say is that leadership is multiplication. Dr. Susan has replicated herself in us. We are leaders, and we are also grooming others to be leaders. And the chance for you to be groomed is at the Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. Join the bootcamp, and you also excel as a leader. And together, we are going to develop our society, and together, we are going to change our world. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the close of today's session, and this has been a special edition of the Leaders World, brought to you by Leaders World Institute. And what's special about the Leader in the Room, embracing influence you never expected, is that our guests are all women from different spheres of life who have been doing amazing things and in their communities, and they're all graduates from Excelling Ladies Bootcamp. Registration is open for cohort number 9, and we're going to put the link in the comments section. Go ahead and register, and we'll reach out to you with more information. The leader in the room, embracing the leader, embracing influence you never expected. You are called for more. We can't wait to see you in the next session. Bye for now.